It's 3 a.m. You should be asleep. Instead, you're lying in the dark, staring at the ceiling, reliving something that happened 7 years ago. Maybe it was something you said at a party that came out wrong. Maybe it was a presentation where your voice cracked. Maybe it was a moment so small that nobody else even remembers it, but your brain has decided tonight that it needs to replay it in full detail, over and over again. You're not going crazy, and you're not alone. What's happening inside your brain at 3 a.m. has a name, a mechanism, and a reason. And once you understand it, those midnight reruns start to lose their power. Let's talk about the default mode network. When you're focused on a task, working, driving, having a conversation, your brain's attention systems are active and engaged. But the moment you stop focusing, the moment your mind goes idle, a completely different network switches on automatically. Neuroscientists call it the default mode network. It's a set of brain regions that activate specifically when you're not doing anything in particular, when you're daydreaming, when you're drifting off, when you're lying in bed at 3 a.m. with nothing to distract you. And what does the default mode network do with all that idle time? It reviews your life. It scans your memories, your relationships, your past decisions, your future worries. It's essentially your brain's background processing system, running maintenance, while the rest of you is offline. The problem is, it doesn't review everything equally. Your brain has a built-in negativity bias, an evolutionary preference for storing, prioritizing, and returning to negative experiences over positive ones. This isn't a flaw. It kept your ancestors alive. If something embarrassing or painful happened, your brain flagged it as important data. It meant something went wrong socially. And for early humans, social rejection wasn't just uncomfortable. It was genuinely dangerous. Being cast out from the group meant no food, no protection, no survival. So your brain learned to take social mistakes very seriously. It stored them in high definition. It reviewed them repeatedly to extract every possible lesson. It made sure you would never, ever forget. The problem is that same system is now running in a world where saying something awkward at a dinner party is not actually a life-threatening event, but your brain hasn't fully gotten that memo. Here's what makes it worse at night. During the day, your prefrontal cortex, the rational, reasoning part of your brain, can step in and moderate your thoughts. It can tell you that was years ago, nobody remembers, it doesn't matter anymore. But at 3 a.m., your prefrontal cortex is one of the first systems to wind down as your body prepares for sleep. Its ability to regulate and rationalize weakens significantly. What you're left with is your emotional brain, running unsupervised with nothing to distract it, replaying the highlight reel of every moment you'd rather forget. And then there's the memory reconsolidation problem. Every time you recall a memory, you don't just play it back like a video file. You actually reconstruct it, and in that reconstruction window, the memory becomes temporarily unstable. It can be strengthened, weakened, or altered before it gets stored again. When you replay an embarrassing memory at 3 a.m. with full emotional intensity, heart beating, face flushing, cringing in the dark, you are literally reinforcing it. You're making it stronger, more vivid, more emotionally charged, and therefore more likely to surface again. The more you replay it, the more you encode it. The more you encode it, the easier it is to replay. It becomes a loop that feeds itself. So what actually breaks the loop? The first thing that works is called Defusion, a technique from acceptance and commitment therapy. Instead of trying to stop the thought or argue with it, you simply observe it from a distance. You say to yourself, my brain is replaying that memory again. Not, I am embarrassed, but my brain is doing the embarrassment thing. You separate yourself from the thought. You become the observer instead of the participant. This small shift disrupts the emotional intensity enough to stop the reinforcement cycle. The second thing that works is scheduled worry time. This sounds strange, but it's backed by solid research. During the day, Set aside 10 minutes specifically to think about the things that bother you, including embarrassing memories. When they surface at night, your brain has somewhere to send them. You tell yourself, I'll think about that during my 10 minutes tomorrow. And remarkably, it works. The brain accepts the appointment. The third thing is writing it down. Not to relive it, but to close the loop. Your brain replays unresolved experiences because it's searching for a conclusion. Writing down what happened, what you felt, and what you do differently gives the memory an ending. It moves from unresolved to processed, and processed memories don't need to be reviewed anymore. The fourth is the simplest and the hardest. Remind yourself of the spotlight effect. Psychologists have consistently found that we dramatically overestimate how much other people notice, remember, and care about our mistakes. You are the main character of your own story. Everyone else is the main character of theirs. That moment you can't stop thinking about, the other people in that room forgot it by the time they got home. Your brain is replaying something that exists almost entirely inside your own head. You are not broken for lying awake at 3 a.m., reliving your most embarrassing moments. You have a human brain doing exactly what it was designed to do, protecting you, reviewing your social errors, trying to keep you safe in a world that no longer requires that level of vigilance. The awareness itself is the beginning of the exit. Next time it happens, remember, that's not you. Failing to move on. That's your default mode network doing its job. You can thank it and then gently tell it you're okay. If this resonated with you, the next video covers why your brain is wired to expect the worst and the surprisingly simple way to rewire it. It's worth watching.